So basically, we talk about the professional ethics. Basic human values refer to those values which are at the core of being human. The values which are considered basic inherent values in humans include truth, honesty, loyalty, love, peace, etc. Because they bring out the fundamental goodness of human beings and society at large. Basically, its main importance of human values provides understanding of the attitudes, motivation, and behaviors. Influences our perception of the world around us, represents interpretation of right and wrong, provides a way to understand humans and organization. Higher education is leadership education. The values and virtues practiced in universities heavily influence the future leaders. Many institutions of higher education simultaneously show excellence in academic subjects, are green campuses with manifold ethics, are active members of community engagement, and also are adept in providing value orientation to all stakeholders. It is university felt that the status of teaching profession requires to be raised to ensure its dignity and integrity. Accordingly, it is considered necessary that there should be a code of ethics which may be evolved by the teaching community itself for its guidance. There are five major areas of professional activities which encompass the work of a teacher. For each of these areas, certain principles have been identified to serve as guidelines for teachers' conduct. The five human values which are expected in all human beings, irrespective of whether they are employees or not in whichever profession or service are. First one is the right conduct. Contains values like self-help skills, modesty, self-reliance, hygiene, etc. Social skills, good behavior, good manners, environment awareness, etc. Ethical skills, courage, efficiency, initiative, punctuality, and ownership. Next one is the peace. Contains values like equality, focus, humility, optimism, patience, self confidence, self control, self esteem, etc. And when we talk about the truth, contains values like accuracy, fairness, honesty, justice, quest for knowledge, determination, etc. Peaceful coexistence contains values like psychological compassion, consideration, morality, forgiveness, etc. And social brotherhood, equality, perseverance, respect for others, environmental awareness, etc. Discipline. If we talk about that, discipline contains values like regulation, direction, order, etc. Human values are integral part of one's personality and affects employability content. Many teachers are inclined to hire those who have better human values. Keeping up this spirit, define the five as core values, which has been detailed in HR manual, just like student focus, strong ethics, striving for excellence, and social development, respect for all. First one is a very important core values of student focus, strong ethics, striving for excellence, social development, and respect for all. Professional ethics is professionally accepted standards of personal and business behavior, values, and guiding principles. Codes of professional ethics are often established by professional organizations to help to guide members in performing their job functions according to sound and consistent ethical principles. Professional ethics may be understood as professionally acknowledged measures of individual and business conduct, values, and guiding principles. Professional ethics is nothing but a code of conduct applicable to different professionals and is set up the expert members of such profession or professional organizations. The underlying philosophy of having professional ethics is to make the persons performing in such jobs to follow the sound, uniform, ethical conduct So only such students, and one such example of professional ethics that is added by even today, some of the important components of professional ethics that professional organizations necessarily include in their code of conduct are integrity, honesty, transparency, respectfulness towards the job, confidentiality, objectivity, etc. So why we need for professional ethics? Professional ethics are accepted standards of personal and business behavior, values, and guiding principles. Code of professional ethics are established by professional organizations to help to guide members in performing their job functions according to sound and consistent ethical principles. Professional ethics is set up of the expert members of such profession or professional organizations. The underlying philosophy of having professional ethics is to make the persons performing in such jobs to follow this sound and uniform ethical conduct. Professional organizations necessarily include components like integrity, honesty, transparency, respectfulness towards the job, confidentiality, objectivity, etc., and their code of conduct. Teachers and their responsibility. This is the basic responsibilities of the teachers. Whoever adopts teaching as a profession assumes the obligation to conduct himself, herself in accordance with the ideal of the profession. A teacher is constantly under the scrutiny of his or her students and the society at large. Therefore, every teacher should see that there is no incompatibility between his prospects and practice. The national ideals of education, which have already been set forth and which he and she should seek to inculcate among students, must be his and her own ideals. The profession further requires that the teacher should be calm, patient, and communicative by temperament and amiable in disposition. Teachers should adhere to a responsible pattern of conduct and demeanor expected of them by the community. Manage their private affairs in a manner consistent with the dignity of the profession. Seek to make professional growth continuous through study and research. So express free and frank opinion by participation at professional meetings, seminars, conferences, etc. towards the contribution of knowledge. Maintain active membership of professional organizations and strive to improve education and profession through them. Perform their duties in the form of teaching, tutorial, practical, seminar, and research work consistently with dedication. Cooperate and assist in carrying out functions relating to the educational responsibilities of the college and the university, such as assisting in appraise applications for admission, advising, and counseling students, as well as assisting the conduct of university and the college examinations, including supervision, invigilation, and evaluation. Participate in actions and co-curricular and extracurricular activities, including community service. So, teachers and the student, teachers should respect the right and dignity of the student in expressing his and her opinion. Deal justly and impartially with students, regardless of their religion, caste, political, economic, social, and physical characteristics. Reorganize the difference in aptitude and capabilities among students and strive to meet their individual needs. Encourage students to improve their attainments, develop their personalities, and at the same time contribute to community welfare. Be affectionate to the students and not behave in a vindictive manner towards any of them for any reason. Pay attention to only the attainment of the student in the assessment of merit. Make themselves available to the students even beyond their class hours and help and guide students without any remuneration or reward. Aid students to develop an understanding of our national heritage and national goals and refrain from inciting students against other students, colleagues, or administration. Teachers and colleagues. Teachers should treat other members of the profession in the same manner as they themselves wish to be treated. Speak respectfully of other teachers and render assistance for professional betterment. Refrain from lodging unstaged allegations against colleagues to higher authorities and refrain from allowing considerations of caste, creed, religion, race, or sex in their professional endeavor. So, teachers and authorities. Teachers should main combination of the teachers and authorities, that is, teachers should discharge their professional responsibilities according to the existing rules and adhere to procedures and methods consistent with their profession in initiating steps through their own institutional bodies or professional organizations for change of any such rule detrimental to the professional interest. So refrain from undertaking any other employment and commitment, including private tuitions and coaching classes, which are likely to interfere with their professional responsibilities. Cooperate in the formulation of policies of the institution by accepting various offices and discharge responsibilities which such offices may demand. Cooperate through their organizations in the formulation of policies of the other institutions and accept offices. Cooperate with the authorities for the betterment of the institutions, keeping in view the interest and conformity with dignity of the profession. Should adhere to the conditions of contact and give and expect due notice before a change of position is made, and refrain from availing themselves of leave except in unavoidable grounds and as far as practicable with prior intimation. Keeping in view their particular responsibility for completion of academic schedule, uh, teachers and non-teaching staff. Teachers should treat the non-teaching staff as colleagues and equal partners in a cooperative undertaking within every educational institution. Teachers should help in the function in joint staff councils covering both teachers and the non-teaching staff. Teachers and guardians. Try to see through teachers, bodies, and organizations that institutions maintain contact with the guardians. Their students send reports of their performance to the guardians whenever necessary and meet the guardians in meetings convened for the purpose for mutual exchange of ideas and for the benefit of the institutions, teachers, and the society. Recognize that education is a public service and strive to keep the public informed of the educational programs which are being provided. Work to improve education in the community and strengthen the community's moral and intellectual life. Be aware of its social problems and take part in such activities as will be conducive to the progress of society and hence the country as a whole. Perform the duties of citizenship, participate in community activities, and soldier responsibilities of public officers. Refrain from taking part in or subscribing to or assisting in many any way activities which tend to promote feeling of hatred or enmity among different communities, religions, or linguistic groups, but actively work for national integration. So, duties and responsibilities attached to various roles in teaching staff, administration staff, technical staff, and senior officers. It's basically depends that how can it's depends on how can students and teachers can explain that why the study about human values and morals is very essential for in any field, in management field, in engineering field, and any fields. So humans have the unique ability to define their identity, choose their values, and establish their beliefs. All three of these directly influence a person's behavior. People have gone to great lengths to demonstrate the validity of their beliefs, including war and sacrificing their own life. People are not motivated to support or validate the beliefs of another when those beliefs are contrary to their own. People will act that A person's observations on its environment are filtered through its values to determine whether or not we should expend energy to do something about his experiences. A person who values gold and sees a large bag of gold, a positive value, in his path as he walks, will be motivated to reach down and pick it up. A person who values his life and knows about venomous snakes will treat it from the sound of a rattlesnake. From nearby, when he is walking in the desert, said in another way, values are the skills we use to weigh our choices for our actions, whether to move towards or away from something. A value is defined as a principle that promotes well-being or prevents harm. Another definition is values are the guidelines for a success or paradigm about what is acceptable. Personal values are defined as emotional
Excuse me,
beliefs.
ma'am.
Hello.
There is some background voice, ma'am. Can you please check? Ankita, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. There is some background voice, ma'am. Can you please check, ma'am?
Okay. Now, is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine.
You're audible, ma'am. There are some disturbances.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
There are some background voices, ma'am.
Okay,
That's
ma'am.
why.
Okay.
Yes.
No, it's fine, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it is difficult to be a teacher, and life is also difficult and challenge. That how can a professional ethics and how can we explain that our values associate emotions to our experiences and guide our choices, decisions, and actions. Morals are the welfare principles by the wise people based on their experience and wisdom. They were edited, changed, or modified or evolved to suit the geography of the region, rulers, and in accordance with development of knowledge in science and technology and with time. Morality is concerned with principles and practices of morals, such as what ought or not to be done in a given situation. So it depends that what is right or wrong about the handling of a situation and what is good or bad about the people, policies, and ideals involved. Morality is different from ethics in the following ways: morality and ethics, more general and perspective based on customs and traditions, more concerned with the results of wrong action when done, and the test is on judgment and punishment in the name of God or by laws. In case of conflict between the two, morality is given top priority because the damage is more and it is more common and basic, just like character flaw, corruption, extortion, and crime. And ethics, specific and descriptive, it is a critical reflection on morals, more concerned with the result of a right action when not done. Thirst is an influence, education, training through course guidelines, and correction. Less serious, have second priority, only less common but relevant today because of complex interactions in the modern society. Just like notions or beliefs about manners, tastes, customs, and towards laws. So, as against morals and ethics laws and norms formally approved by state, power, or national or international political bodies. So, it's as against morals and ethics laws or norms formally approved by state, power, or national or international political bodies. So, if you talk about the values that explain various types of values: right conduct, peace, truth, love, and non-violence. It's a right conduct. Right conduct is related to use of tool of body. Values related to right conduct or Self-help skills, social skills, and ethical skills. Self-help skills are consent of care of possessions, diet, hygiene, modesty, posture, self-reliance, and tidy appearance. Talk about the social skills. Social skills are good behavior, good manners, good relationships, helplessness, and no wastage. And if you talk about the ethical skills are code of conduct, courage, dependability, duty, efficiency, punctuality, resourcefulness, and responsibility. Truth. What is the truth? Truth and peace. Both are the combination of each other. Truth is related to use of power, of discrimination and intellect. A strong character is built by learning to speak the truth. Practices and voicing untruth is an antisocial act. Telling lies hurts everyone and is an inhuman behavior. Values related to truth are accuracy, curiosity, discriminant, fairness, fearlessness, honesty, integrity, unity of thought, word, and deed, intuition, justice, optimism, purity, quest for knowledge, reason, self analysis, sincerity, spirit of inquiry, synthesis, trust, trustfulness, and determination. So, truth, peace, and love. Love is a spontaneous, pure action of heart and not an emotion affected by the subconscious mind. It is only the power of love which causes one person to feel good and wish happiness for another, also share pleasure to others' well being. Love is an unconditional action, positive and regard good of another. Inculcating love in children leads to growth of healthy mind and bodies. So values related to love are acceptance, affection, care, compassion, consideration, dedication, devotion, empathy, forgiveness, friendship, sacrifice, selflessness, service, sharing, empathy, thoughtfulness, tolerance, and trust. The work ethics is derived from the Greek word ethics, which means the characters, the spirit or attitudes of a community, people or system. Thus, ethics is the study of the characteristics of morals. Ethics is the word that refers to morals, values, and beliefs of the individuals, family, or the society. The word has several meanings. Basically, it is an activity and process of inquiry. Secondly, it is different from non moral problems. When dealing with issues and controversies, thirdly, ethics refers to a particular set of beliefs, attitudes, and habits of individuals or family or groups concerned with morals. So it is used to mean morally correct. If you are morally correct, ethics helps to know the people's beliefs, values, and morals. Learn the good and bad of them and practice them to maximize their well being and happiness. It involves the inquiry on the existing situations from judgments and resolve the issues. In addition, ethics tells us how to live, to respond to issues through the duties, rights, responsibilities, and obligations. In religion, similar principles are included, but the reasoning on procedures is limited. The principles and practices of religions have varied from time to time. Reason, geography, climate conditions, reason, religion, society, language, caste, and creed. But ethics has grown to a large extent beyond the barriers. In ethics, the focus is to study and apply the principles and practices universally. Work ethics is defined as a set of attitudes concerned with the value of work, which forms the motivational orientation. Work ethics plays an essential role between the industry and society. Industry and society are the two systems which interact with each other and are interdependent. Society requires industry and business system which provides manufacturing, distribution, and consumption activities. It needs investment, action, marketing, distribution, consumption, a lot of transactions between these subsystems involving people are needed for the welfare of the society. The work ethics plays an essential role. Work ethics is defined as a set of attitudes concerned with the value of work, which forms the motivational orientation. The work ethics is aimed at ensuring the economy, get job, create wealth, earn salary, productivity, safety, health and hygiene, working conditions. बच्चे स्कूल ले जाइए सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है इस बार में security, permanence against sorry to disturb you. Permanence against contractual pension and retirement benefits, cultural and social development, leisure, hobby and happiness, welfare, social work, environment, anti-pollution activities, and offer opportunities for all. So, according to their abilities, but without discrimination, many complex social problems exist in the industrial business scenario because the people desire to be recognized as individuals and treated with dignity. As living human beings, work is very important and it is enjoyable or meaningful in allowing personal expression and self fulfillment. Meaningful work is worth doing for the sense of personal identity and the self esteem it holds. So, security during job and upon retirement, the concept is being accepted only in government jobs, public limited companies, and hard work and productivity are very essential for the success of an industry. The quality of work life deserves to be improved. Hard labor, undignified jobs, human drawn, rickshaw people carrying night shell, and hazards jobs are to be made less straining, dignified, and lessening the human burden. Still, many a hard work cannot be replaced by virtual work in the near future. So, a different view of work ethics work is considered as a necessary evil. It is a thing one must do in order to avoid worse evils such as dependency and poverty. That is a major source of anxiety and unhappiness. It's a we talk about the self-respect and integrity. Integrity is defined as the unity of thought, word, and deed, honesty, and open-mindedness. It includes the capacity to communicate the factual information so that others can make well-informed decisions. It is the person's peace of mind and hence adds strength and consistency in character, decisions, and actions. This paves way to one's success. It is one of the self-direction virtues. It imbues people not only to execute a job well, but to achieve excellence in performance. It helps them the responsibility and earn self-respect and recognition by doing the job. So, moral integrity is defined as a virtue which reflects a consistency of one's attitudes, emotions, and conduct and
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, I think you have to unmute yourself, ma'am.
Hello?
Is ma'am now we audible, ma'am?
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So we are still complaining that this is not good, that is not good. How can we do all things and how can we manage all things? So self-reliance, citizens who cannot provide themselves who need a large government to take care of them. Once citizens become dependent on government for the basic needs, people are no longer in a position to demand their things and respect self and respect for others. So how can we honesty, just like honesty in acts includes not stealing, not engaging.
Dear participants, our resource person will join us soon. She has some technical difficulties. We're very sorry for the inconvenience. Thank you.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So we talk about the empathy. Empathy and empathy is social relevance. Seriously, what others feel about. And without their open talk is the essence of empathy. Empathy begins with showing consent and then obtaining and understanding the feelings of others from others' point of view. It is also defined as the ability to put oneself into the psychological frame or reference or point of view of another to know what the other person feels. It includes the imaginative projection into others' feelings and understanding of others' background, such as parentage, physical and mental state, economic situation, and association. So, to practice empathy, a leader must have or develop it in understanding others. It means sensing others' feelings and perspectives and taking active interest in their welfare. It is anticipation, recognition, and meeting the needs of the clients or customers. Developing others are just like identification of their needs and bolstering their abilities in developing others. The one
Ankita, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, you have to unmute yourself, ma'am. Ma'am, you have to unmute yourself, ma'am.
actually, ma'am, today is some technical issues, so I think it's disconnected. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
So professionally, head, heart, and hand, it is difficult to be a teacher that serving the people, all stakeholders with passion, dedication, and love. Professionalism helps to connect students beyond classrooms, and it's very difficult that how can we handle the students and how can These individuals have an unformed social character. At the other extreme, or those whose beliefs, attitudes, and values are determined internally by the strength of their own convictions. These are individuals with developed minds and formed characters of their own. So, individuals do not live or act in a vacuum. They exist and act in a human social environment of other people that constantly act on them and react to their actions. They also live in a natural environment of physical objects and material forces, just such as the winds and rains, and those with occult and spiritual traditions recognize that there is also a subtle environment of other planes of existence, both higher planes of spiritual, all the social material and the occult planes constitute the field of human activity. Each of them functions according to its own laws or principles. Each of them has its own characteristics, modes of action, and influence on human life. So, character is the expression of the personality of a human being, and that it reveals itself in one's conduct. In this sense, every human has a character. At the same time, only human beings, not animals, have character. It implies rationality. But in addition to this uses, the term is also employed in narrower sense, as when we speak of a person of character in this character implies certain unity of qualities with a recognizable degree of constancy in mode of action. Psychology analyzes the elements of character to trace the laws of its growth, to distinguish the chief agencies which contribute to the formation of different types of character and to classify them. Many psychologists world over during the last many years have given a large quantity of acute observations on the topic of character. Still, these contributions do not constitute a science. So, there are many four temperaments that, just like active, apathetic, intelligent, sensitive. So, ethics and character, education and character, building character in the workplace, and employing hiring, training, and promotion activities. So, there is a internal communication, external communication, financial and human resources. So, community outreach, spirituality. Spirituality is a way of living that empathizes the constant awareness and recognition of the spiritual dimension, mind and its development of nature and people, with a dynamic balance between the material development and the spiritual development. Spiritually includes creativity, communication, recognition of things, and it helps in a many ways that professionalism helps to connect students beyond classrooms and serving the people, all stakeholders with passion, dedication, and love. So it's very difficult and also very important that spiritual also fun working is okay, but you also need to have fun in office to keep yourself charged up. Tolerance and empathy are the reflections of spirituality. Blue and saffron colors are said to be associated with spirituality. Creativity in spirituality means conscious efforts to see things differently, to break out loud. Self awareness, alertness, being visionary and value based, holism, compassion, respect for diversity. Sorry. So, realization of self potential, a human has immense capability, but it needs to be developed. Alertness and observation and quickness in decision making, spontaneity, which includes quick reflexes, no delay, but also no hasty decisions. Being visionary and value based, this includes an attitude towards future of the organization and the society with clear objectives. Holism, whole system or comprehensive view, interconnected with different aspects. Holistic thinking, which means the welfare of the self, family, organization, and the society, including all other living beings and environment. Compassion, empathy, and concern for others. These are essential for not only building the team but also for its effective functioning. Respect for diversity, it means search for unity in diversity, respect others and their views. So, professional excellence and stress relief management, find a quite relaxing atmosphere. Find a comfortable position, taking a deep breath. As you are in your position with your eyes closed, taking a slow deep breath. As you are taking in your breath, relax yourself, loosen your shoulder and neck and toes or fingers. Try to harmonize with your breath as you relax. Breathe in slowly, and as you breathe out, imagine all your stress and worries leaving your body whenever you exhale. So try to clear your mind and avoid distractions if you can. Imagine yourself, and it's very difficult and very important part that how can we manage all things, and it's respect the right and dignity of the student in expressing his and her opinion. Just impartially with the students, regardless of their religion, caste, political, economic, social, and physical characteristics, and perform their duties in the form of teaching, tutorial, practical, and seminar work. Concisely, carefully, alertly, and with dedication, cooperate with assistant carrying out functions relating to the educational responsibilities of the college and the university, such as assisting in appraising applications for admission, advising and counseling students, as well as assisting in the conduct of university and college examinations, including supervision, invigilation, and evaluation. So, encourage students to improve their attainments, develop their personalities, and at the same time contribute to community welfare. Among students, scientific outlook and respect for physical labor and ideals of democracy, patriotism, and peace. Be affectionate to the students and not behave in a vindictive manner towards end of them for any reason. It if pay attention to only the attainment of the student in the assessment of merit, make themselves available to the students even beyond their class hours, and help and guide students without any remuneration or reward, and students to develop an understanding of our national heritage and national goals. Refrain from inciting students against other students, colleagues, or administration. So, refrain from lodging allegations against colleagues to higher authorities. Refrain from allowing considerations of caste, creed, religion, race, or sex in their professional endeavor. So, treat other members of the profession in the same manner as it themselves is to be treated. Speak respectfully of other teachers and render assistance for professional betterment. Teachers and authorities discharge their professional responsibilities according to the existing rules and adhere to procedures and methods consistent with their profession. Refrain from undertaking any other employment and commitment, including private tuitions and coaching classes, which are likely to interfere with their professional responsibilities. So, cooperate in the formulation of policies of the institution by accepting various offices and discharge responsibilities which such offices may demand. Cooperate through their organizations in the formulation of policies of the other institutions and accept offices. Cooperate with the authorities for the betterment of the institutions, keeping in view the interest and in conformity with the dignity of the profession. Should adhere to the conditions of the contract. Give and expect due notice before a change of position is made, and refrain from availing themselves of leave except on unavoidable grounds, and as far as practicable with prior intimation, keeping in view their particular responsibility for completion of academic schedule. So, teachers and guardians, teachers should try to see through teachers' bodies and organizations that institutions maintain contact with the guardians of their students, send reports of their performance to the guardians whenever necessary, and meet the guardians in meetings conveyed for the purpose for mutual exchange of ideas and for the benefit of the institutions. Perform the duties of citizenship, participate in community activities, and shoulder responsibilities of public officers. Refrain from taking part in or subscribing to or assisting in any way activities which tend to promote feeling of hatred or enmity among different communities, religions, or linguistic groups, but actively work for national integration. It is difficult to be a teacher, but life is also difficult and challenge. So we don't think that it is very difficult. It is difficult, but it's challenging. And does studying annoy you? Not them. Every time students and teachers complaining each others and complaining less and give more. Code of professional ethics for teachers, guide, friend, philosopher, mentor, parent, counselor, and facilitator. So, as a guide, you can guide your students, as a friend, yeah, as a philosopher, as a mentor, as a parent, as a counselor, and as a facilitator. It's very important. How can we uh, protect your students? How can we supervise our students? How can we serving the people? There's professional ethics for teachers, just like a guide, friend, philosopher, mentor, parent, counselor, and facilitator. It's up to you that how can you identify them and how can you see the things. If you think that it's good, then it's good. And if you think that it's not good, then it's not good. It's up to you. It's a it's higher education system. So if higher education is leadership education, the values and virtues practiced in university and heavily influence the future leaders. Many institutions of higher education simultaneously show excellence in academic subjects, are green campuses with manifold ethics, are active members in community engagement, and also are adept in providing value orientation to all stakeholders. So, accordingly, it is considered necessary that there should be a code of ethics which may be evolved by the teaching community itself for its guidance. There are five major areas: right conduct, peace, truth, peaceful, coexistence, and discipline. Contains value like self-help skills, modesty, self-reliance, hygiene, etc. Social skills like good behavior, good manners, environment awareness, etc. Ethical skills, courage, efficiency, initiative, punctuality, and ownership. Truth contains values like accuracy, fairness, honesty, justice, quest for knowledge, determination, etc. And peaceful coexistence contains values like psychological, compassion, consideration, morality, forgiveness, etc. And and social brotherhood, equality, perseverance, respect for others, environmental awareness, etc. So human values are integral part of one's personality and affects employability quotient. So many teachers are inclined to have those who have better human values, and many employers are inclined to have those who have better human values, keeping up this spirit that just like main core values are student focus, strong ethics, striving for excellence, social development, respect for all. It's a basic thing that how can we manage things and how can professional ethics affect. So try to clear your mind and avoid distractions if you can. Put off any task that can wait until after you are being done meditating. As you are talking, taking your breaks, let all your worries go. Stop stressing or thinking about your commitments, appointments, and responsibilities. Save that for later and instead become self-aware. Notice your breathing, your relaxation, be in the moment and benefit from it. Of course, if the phone rings or you need to do any important task, then of course you can do so and can return to this meditation letter. So it's up to you that which is the more important, and imagine yourself in a happy place. So that's all from my side. If you have any question, then please ask me. Thank you so much.